Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Read from Srimad Bhagavad Gita, 9th chapter, text 2. Raja Vidya, Raja Goyam, Pavitram, Idam, Uttamam, Pratyaksha, Abhagamam, Dharnyam, Susukham, Khatam, Avyam, Raja Vidya, Raja Goyam, Raja Vidya, Raja Goyam, Pavitram idam uttamam, Pavitram idam uttamam, Pratyaksha vagamam dharmyam, Pratyaksha vagamam dharmyam, Sukham khatam avayam, Sukham khatam avayam, Raja Vidya, Raja Goyam, Pavitram idam uttamam, Pratyaksha vagamam dharmyam, Sukham khatam avayam, Raja Vidya, Raja Goyam, Pavitram idam uttamam, Pratyaksha vagamam dharmyam, Sukham khatam avayam, Raja Vidya, Raja Goyam, Pavitram idam uttamam, Pratyaksha vagamam dharmyam, Sukham khatam avayam, Sukham khatam avayam, Raja Vidya, Raja Goyam, Pavitram idam uttamam, Sukham khatam avayam. Raja Vidya, Raja Goyam, Pavitram idam uttamam, Pratyaksha vagamam dharmyam, Sukham khatam avayam, Raja Vidya, Raja Goyam, Pavitram idam uttamam, Pratyaksha vagamam dharmyam, Sukham khatam avayam. Raja Vidya, the king of education. Raja Goyam, the king of confidential knowledge. Pavitram, the purest. Idam, this. Uttamam, transcendental. Pratyaksha, directly experienced. Avagamam, understood. Dharmyam, the principle of religion. Sukham, very happy. Khatum, to execute. Avyayam, everlasting. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. So it's a little longer purport, therefore we make 2 days on it, today and tomorrow evening. So I read one section of it, the first 1 page, and the rest tomorrow. Translation. This knowledge is the king of education, the most secret of all secrets. It is the purest knowledge, and because it gives direct perception of the self by realization, It is the perfection of religion. It is everlasting and it is joyfully performed. More closer. Everyone heard? Otherwise I can repeat it one time more slower. You like more slower or more faster? It's okay. This knowledge is the king of education, the most secret of all secrets. It is the purest knowledge because it gives direct perception of the self by realization. It is the perfection of religion. It is everlasting and it is joyfully performed. Purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. This chapter of Bhagavad Gita is called the King of Education because it is the essence of all doctrines and philosophies explained before. There are 7 principal philosophies in India, coming from Gautama, Kanada, Kapila, Yajnavalkya, Sandilya, Vaishvanara, and finally Vyasadeva, the author of the Vedanta Sutras. So there is no dearth of knowledge or no lack of knowledge in the field of philosophy or transcendental knowledge. Now the Lord says that this 9th chapter is the king of all such knowledge. The essence of all knowledge that can be derived from the study of the Vedas and different kinds of philosophy. It is the most confidential because confidential or transcendental knowledge involves understanding of the difference between the soul and the body. And the king of all confidential knowledge culminates in devotional service. Generally, people are not educated in this confidential knowledge, they are educated in external knowledge. As far as ordinary education is concerned, people are involved with so many departments like politics, sociology, how do you say? Sociology, sociology, physics, chemistry, mathematics, astronomy, engineering, etc. There are so many departments of knowledge all over the world and many huge universities, but there is unfortunately no university or educational institution where the science of the spirit soul is instructed. Yet the soul is the most important part of this body. Without the presence of the soul, the body has no value. Still, people are placing great stress on the bodily necessities of life, not caring for the vital soul. So, read a little more. The Bhagavad Gita, especially from the 2nd chapter on, stresses the importance of the soul. In the very beginning, the Lord says that this body is perishable and that the soul is not perishable. That is a confidential part of knowledge, simply knowing that spirit soul is different from this body and that its nature is immutable, indestructible and eternal. But that gives no positive information about the soul. Sometimes people are under the impression that the soul is different from the body and that when the body is finished or one is liberated from the body, the soul remains in a void and becomes impersonal. But actually, that is not the fact. How can the soul, which is so active... I don't read. Hey, you only read for yourself? Yeah. It's the next sentence. Put your head together. Ekkeha. Huh? But that gives no positive information about the soul. Sometimes people are under the impression that the soul is different from the body, and that when the body is finished, or one is liberated from the body, the soul remains in a void and becomes impersonal. But actually that is not the fact. How can the soul, which is so active within this body, be inactive after being liberated from the body? It is always active. If it is eternal, then it is eternally active, and its activities in the spiritual kingdom are the most confidential part of spiritual knowledge. These activities of the spirit soul are therefore indicated here as constituting the king of all knowledge, the most confidential part of all knowledge. So here we stop for today. So I will try to cover and speak something about that, what we read. Raja Vidya Raja Guyam Pavitram Idam Uttamam Pratyaksha Vagamam Dharmyam Susukham Kartam Avayam. This knowledge is the king of education, the most secret of all secrets. It is the purest knowledge, and because it gives direct perception of the self or realization, it is the perfection of religion. It is everlasting, and it is joyfully performed. So 9th chapter, the king of all knowledge, the confidential chapter. Actually there are different confidential chapters in the Bhagavad Gita. One chapter becomes more confidential than the other one. And ultimately the most confidential message of the knowledge given by Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita is to surrender unto him and devote one's life for his satisfaction, giving up all endeavor for his own enjoyment, because that's the way, or the only way, how the Lord, who is Ajit, is unconquerable, becomes conquered by the devotional love and attitude of his dear devotee. So this is now after Krishna explained up to now different kinds of yoga systems, Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga, Astanga Yoga. He described this very analytically. Also according, there's many quotes are from Sankhya Yoga, from Sri Kapila Dev, from the Bhagavatam later on. The Bhagavatam gives a whole record about Lord Kapila Dev, about his teachings to his mother Devahuti, and how he also teach this knowledge to other self-realized sages. It is called Sankhya Yoga. It is an analytical study of what is what, to analyze. So Krishna, he sharpens the intelligence of the devotee to analyze what is what is eternal, what is sat, and what is temporary, what is asat. This is the main topic of Sankhya. What is eternal and what is temporary. And what are the universe? What is the universe? What is the soul? What is mind? What is intelligence? What is the ego? What are the senses? What are the sense objects? How they are functioning and interrelating with each other? how this universe is structured, and how, from where it comes from, how it is maintained, and how it ultimately becomes destroyed or annihilated, withdrawn, and become later on manifested again. Is all described by Krishna, describing the process of the Sankhya yoga, of Sankhya philosophy. There's two kinds of Sankhya philosophy, the atheistic and the theistic, because there are two kinds of Kapila devs. An imposter Kapila, who was an atheist, he also called his philosophy Sankhya, but this Sankhya was only founded on 24 elements. 24 elements, and they're all material elements up to the ego and Mahatattva. That means the combined, the combined sum total of material manifestation in subtle form is called Mahatattva, and how that there are 24 elements. But Lord Kapila Dev, the son of Devahuti, who is an incarnation of Krishna, he added two more elements, and they're actually the two main elements to the material, to the 24 material basic elements. And these are the Atma and Paramatma. So Sankhya without Paramatma and Atma, it's actually dead. It's philosophical speculation. It's Gyan. And Gyan is dry from the beginning, in the middle and end. And only to study, making analytical study of the material body and universe, as it is actually done today in universities and schools, without actually the science of the life of these elements, the soul, the eternal life principle, and also the life of the soul, the super soul. Without this, actually everything is zero. Prabhupada many times he pointed out, you can have many zeros. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. But in this mathematics, if you add 0 to 0 and 0 and millions of zeros together, in the end what you will get, it is 0. You can be maybe proud, oh, I have so many zeros. But actually, at the end, if you calculate, it remains 0, you have nothing. Therefore, the materialistic existentialist, his life means nothing. He doesn't see any meaning in life, because he's an atheist. He doesn't believe in the eternal existence of the soul. Not to speak of the super soul, the Paramatma, the supreme soul, the Lord. They don't believe in that. They have no knowledge about it. They have no faith in this direction. And therefore all their philosophy, all their endeavors is zero. Or as Lord Brahma, the creator of this universe, is pointing out, is the beating of an empty husk of rice. Paddy. You beat this empty husk, but there's no rice grain anymore in it. It's already beaten out. It's separated. But you have here a lot of many kilograms of husk, and you're beating around with the grinding mortar, wooden grinding mortar. In the village here, you see it sometimes. They're beating it. No. It's a very hard endeavor. It's a hard endeavor. And what is the result? No grain. No fruit. No result. Therefore, Lord Brahma says, with Gyan, without bhakti, without devotional service, it's a waste of time. It's just the beating of the empty husk, where there is no grain in it. So we have to add the 1 before the 0. And if you have 1 before the 0, then every 0 is very important. Makes a lot of difference. 10, hundreds, thousands, and up to millions and billions. So, but 0 itself is nothing. So therefore, this whole science and this whole knowledge, what materialists have nowadays, is actually all based on Sankhya. Because it's very interesting, all the philosophies in this world, all knowledge in this world have their basis or their roots in the Vedas. Even in the Vedic culture, they had so many branches of knowledge, but not only theistic, Vyasadeva, Vedanta, or Vedic knowledge, but they also had many. Prabhupada is pointing them out, Kannada, Chaimini, like that. So there are many. 6 philosophies, Sat, Darshan. The 6 kinds of philosophies, but they're all considered atheistic because they don't have any basis on knowledge. They don't give any knowledge of the eternal soul, the Atma. Therefore, it's actually not satisfying ultimately for the personality, who is actually the soul. For mental speculators, it's very interesting. For the fruity workers, it is very interesting. For yogis, the yoga system of Patanjali, or also Hatha Yoga, it's also called Raja Yoga. Patanjali Yoga is Raja Yoga. It's interesting because it's all based on bodily conception. Mental gymnastic, intellectual gymnastic, bodily gymnastic. This is all interesting for people in this material world. What actually binds them to this material world? Birth of the bird. And therefore, it is actually not really vidya, it is not knowledge, it is ignorance, avidya. And those propounders of avidya, who teaching in this world avidya as knowledge, as vidya, as described in the Ishopanishad, they actually fall down to the lowest region of material existence, tamasa. So vidya comes from Veda, it's knowledge, real knowledge, and it comes from Krishna. Vedasya sarvair, aham eva vedya, Vedanta krit vedavid eva jaham. So the knowledge of Veda is coming from Krishna. And all ignorance, avidya, is coming from that what is in the shadow manifestation of Krishna, the Maya. It's Maya's creation. Therefore, the materialists who don't want to surrender to Krishna, they're called Maya Parityagan, Asura. What else? 4 kinds. Maya Parityagan, Asura, Muda, and Naradama. Thank you. Naradama, the lowest of mankind. Muda, hard workers, and Asura. Asura means those who are against the Suras. Suras are those who are devoted. They're going upwards to the light, to the sun, to the demigods and the Lord, Sura. And Asuras are opposite. As it pointed out in the Padma Purana, Dvausarga Lokes min Sura Asura Evacha Vishnu Bhaktas Mitodaiva Asuras Tat Viparaya. There are 2 kinds of living entities, Dvaubhuta Sarga Lokes min. Dvaubhuta. There are two kinds of mentalities of Buddhas in this world. Daiva and Asura. The Devas, they are Vishnu Bhakta, and the Asuras are in opposition. Whatever the Vishnu Bhaktas do, or whatever laws Vishnu establishes, the Asuras are against it. So Krishna, therefore, the supreme authority of Veda, the goal of Veda, the compiler of Veda, he is giving the perfect knowledge, the Rajaguya, Rajaguya, Raja Vidya, the king of Vidya, the king of knowledge. So it's not that what we learn in the school or in the university, it's the Vidya of the soul, Atma Vidya. It's the science or the knowledge about the soul. That is what Krishna is teaching, and he's teaching this on the basic of not only about his own opinion, he also quotes Vedic authorities, he quotes scriptures, different opinions, and ultimately he also gives his opinion. Sometimes he says, this is my opinion. And Krishna, because Krishna speaks to a friend, to Arjuna, and so as such, you know how it is between two friends. So Arjuna, to tell to Arjuna to not be just too authoritative, always quoting somebody. So Krishna also says, according to my opinion, it is like that also. So it's so that because Arjuna had the full faith in Krishna, and because he had the faith to Krishna, and he was Krishna's friend, he was fully dedicated. That's why Krishna was ready to reveal to him confidential knowledge. Because of non-enviousness and because of his friendship and devotion and faith. So that was Arjuna's qualification. And that's why Krishna spoke to him Bhagavad Gita, and also confidential part of the Bhagavad Gita, Rajaguya Yoga. This chapter is called Raja Vidya, Rajaguya Yoga. Very confidential. The Acharyas pointing out, it is like a king's treasury. The king has his treasury. He has his amount of treasure and money, and he has and this is open. So easily he has different kinds of funds and charity, but he uses this money, and so on. Because he's levy taxing, he's extracting taxes from the citizens. So it's like sun is extracting the water from the ground, from the sea. And later on it rains down again, distributes that water again. So that's the king. The state is doing that. He takes the taxes and then distributes it again for the welfare of the society. But although the king is ready to distribute and give his opulences, and he is, he's high-minded. High-minded means udarati. He's very munificent, very, very broad-minded. Udarati, very broad-minded, high-minded. So he, although he is high-minded and he is charitable, he's also very deep. The king is very deep. He has a deep treasure in the heart, or in his mind, in his soul. And that he doesn't discuss and reveal to everyone. Like somebody has knowledge, so you can give this knowledge to somebody to share it. It's general knowledge, no? But your most inner knowledge or realization, the Vigyan, no? And your sacred mantra, what you receive from Guru, but it's not loudly spoken out as they do today. In some yoga studios, they're chanting Gayatri mantras loudly for sense gratification. Actually, such mantras are kept silent. It's Timahi, it's meditation mantras. And they should not be, sold or made business out of it, or making recordings out of it and distributed to everyone so that everyone can hear it. That's not the meaning of Gayatri. Gayatri is something very secret, very intimate, and therefore only a bona fide spiritual master to the bona fide disciple give mantra. You cannot get it anywhere by a record or in internet, or by studying books and reading books and reciting, learning so many different Gayatri mantras. Because the Gayatri mantra is coming from Guru. By Guru, we know who is Purusha. Only by the mercy of the Gurudev, we actually can know who is Purusha, who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We cannot find out by ourselves, our own endeavor. Therefore, this initiation, this diksha, this connection with Guru is very much needed. And that means loyalty, faith, non-enviousness, dedication, ready for service and to follow instruction of Guru. Then Guru is becoming kind and is revealing to you more and more confidential knowledge. And also the mantra. But it should be kept sacred. Mantra should not be distributed if it is the secret mantra. It should be maintained by himself. There's a Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, that's something different. Because the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is the Yuga Dharma. It is open for everyone. It is that what Lord Chaitanya came to spread. But Gayatri Mantra was kept very confidential. That one story in Chaitanya Charitamrita, in this connection, very interesting. Shivananda Sen. Shivananda Sen, he was a very nice manager. He could very nicely deal with money, with traveling routes. Therefore, he was a traveling guide for the Bengali Vaishnavas from Bengal to go to Puri. He was guiding, managing that everyone has a tent and sleeping place, food. He also was paying for the taxes, for the tax collectors in the different places, different states on the way to Puri. And he was very dear to Lord Chaitanya. And all the Vaishnavas were very dear to him. But there was one new Vaishnava, he didn't know him so much. And he got some special mercy of Lord Chaitanya. His name was Nakula Brahmachari. Later on he became known as Narasimha Brahmachari. He had such an he had such a connection with Lord Chaitanya that actually Lord Chaitanya empowered him completely. He could know so many things. And he got very much respect of the Vaishnavas. Wherever this Nakula Brahmachari came, so many devotees came, so many people came, because they all wanted to get the darshan and want to get the mercy from him. But Shivananda Sen, he could not understand who is this Vaishnava, because this Vaishnava never got the darshan of Lord Chaitanya directly. It was always inspired in the heart. He was inspired in the heart. So ultimately, this Shivananda Sen, he had a doubt. He became doubtful about this Vaishnava, and he came also one time to this assembly. There were thousands of people getting mercy from this Vaishnava. And he also, Shivananda Sen also came to this assembly. He hid himself so that this Vaishnava could not see him. And he thought, if he knows my secret mantra, but only I know, my guru, if he knows about that, then I accept him, that he is an avesha. That means a personality fully empowered by Lord Chaitanya. Because Lord Chaitanya revealed himself by different devotees as Avesha, Sakshat, to the general Sakshat, direct darshan. Many people saw Lord Chaitanya directly. To some, Lord Chaitanya manifested his Shakti, his energy. And so in this way, and to some he appeared. Lord Chaitanya appeared according to their call. And for example, Mother Sachi. Mother Sachi, she was alone at home, offering food, preparing food for Lord Chaitanya and for her Krishna Balaram deities. And she was always meditating about her son, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who was a sannyasi in Jagannapuri, about 600-700 kilometers from Mayapur, quite some distance. No? But Lord Chaitanya told, whenever you think about me and you offer food to me, no, I will come directly and take the prasad. I will take the food. No? Or Nityananda Prabhu. Whenever Nityananda Prabhu had a kirtan, no, Lord Chaitanya came and danced or took prasadam with Nityananda Prabhu. So that's an example, some of the examples of, how I called it, of the Lord revealing himself on call when we call him. So in 3 ways the Lord appeared. Either through sakshat, or by empowerment, or by calling. I forgot the name of it, the third one. Anyway, the meaning is clear. He comes on, nobody else sees him, only that devotee to whom the Lord reveals himself can see him. And he accepts the prasad, or dances with Nityananda Prabhu, like that. Or he comes to Srivas Thakur's courtyard, and there is kirtan. That's like that. So, so there was one devotee. He was sakshat empowered, and sakshat, avesha. He was specially empowered. And there was one devotee who was a little skeptical, who was actually very dear to Lord Chaitanya, very intelligent, very smart, very mature, how we say, capable for material things, and at the same time also devotee. He's family man, Shivananda Sen. Very nice sons, all devotees. Whole family was devotee. So Shivananda Sen, he was skeptical. What is this? Prabhu should be Shakshat, he should be, they see him like a Lord Chaitanya himself, like an expansion of Lord Chaitanya. He's so powerful, so influential. Whoever sees him, immediately sees Lord Chaitanya. He was skeptical, he could not see that. So he said, if he knows my secret mantra, I will accept him. And as soon he thought about that in his mind, the voice came, Shivananda Sen, call him. You should come here. I know what is your mantra. I know your mantra. Come here. And this Shivananda Sen was completely surprised. He didn't believe what's going on. How this devotee could see me. I was hiding there. There were thousands of people there. And I'm hiding myself. And he knows that I'm here. And he calls me. And he even knows my mantra. Oh, let's see. No. And then this devotee called him and he told him, yes, your mantra is such and such. Then Shivananda Sen was amazed. He offered immediately his Dandava Pranam to that devotee and recognized him as really Sakshat, as somebody who is directly empowered, Avesha, by Lord Chaitanya. So there the devotees like that, who got this special mercy of Lord Chaitanya. So this the story is I wanted to tell you to show the confidentiality of a sacred mantra. So therefore, knowledge. There's certain kind of realized knowledge, and also a mantra. What you get from your spiritual master, especially Gayatri mantras, you should not tell to everyone. You should not go bluffing around, with the Brahman thread, with your Gayatri mantras, and with your realizations. Realization should only be told to somebody who is confidential with you. Don't reveal the mind just to everyone. Although nectar of instruction tells, that the devotee exchanging the minds amongst each other, 6 kinds of loving exchanges, Priti Lakshana, Shatvidhar, Priti Lakshana. But we cannot exchange the mind with everyone equally. To some who are new, so we give them knowledge or guidelines according to that. Like the father gives knowledge to the children according to the age. And only if they become very close and very dear to him, very intimate with him, one of the sons maybe becomes like that. One of the sons maybe becomes like that, and then he gives them his most confidential heritage. The most confidential heritage. So he only gives to his dear sons who is confidential with him. So in the same way, Krishna, because Arjuna was very confidential devotee, he gave to him this confidential knowledge. Now maybe you ask, so why is, because later on Krishna says this confidential knowledge of Bhagavad Gita should not be spread, should not be taught to others, if they are not ready. At the same time he also says that those who are preaching and expanding this knowledge, they are very dear. Today and tomorrow and in the future, they will be dear to me. You know this verse, 18th chapter, Bhagavad Gita, in the end, 67 or 68 or 69 there. These verses, there's no more dear to me than he or she who is giving this knowledge sacred knowledge of Bhagavad Gita to others. But in the next sloka, Krishna says, but it should not be given to those who are envious. So, therefore, to distribute knowledge, it's a duty. First of all, that you can distribute it, you have to apply this knowledge on yourself. Therefore, Prabhupada told when the German devotees were in England, and Prabhupada came there to see him, the German devotees and all over Europe, they came to see him, get darshan, mercy. So Prabhupada gave them some darshan, and he told them, first thing we have to realize is that we are eternal, that we are not this body, that we are soul. They were all book distributors, very interesting. Everyone was a book distributor who came to that darshan. Prabhupada didn't spoke about book distribution directly. He told them, you have to understand our philosophy. Therefore he challenged them, you know our philosophy. Because Prabhupada, you heard that there was a time in Germany that book distributors, they thought we don't have to read the books, we only have to distribute them. And Prabhupada heard about that, and therefore he made this challenging question, you actually know our philosophy, because you are all book distributors. If you don't know the philosophy, what you are distributing here? Book distribution is not a business. It's a spiritual activity. It's giving knowledge, most different kinds of levels of confidential and more confidential knowledge actually to the people. Therefore you have to be convinced, you have to be capable. He even told, we have to learn this knowledge like a lawyer knows the law book, or knows the law books. So I have to know these books of Srila Prabhupada so that we are able to teach them to others. Otherwise, if we only distribute but we are not actually reading, it's not very nice philosophy. Prabhupada told a devotee, a book distributor, he should not only think these books are made to save others, so I'm just a distributor. That's not a good philosophy. You cannot send others back to Godhead and you stay here in Maya. Of course, it's another thing if the devotee voluntarily or by Krishna's mercy or Lord Chaitanya Guru arrangement stay in this material world a few times more on the safe side of transcendental knowledge and devotional service, engaging in the welfare activity to spread Krishna consciousness, that's very nice. Natanam nachanam nasundarim kavitam vachagadisha kame mama chamani chamanishvare bhavata bhaktir ahaituki tvayi. So this ahaituki bhakti, it's the only aspiration of the devotee, that he always can stay in unmotivated devotional service. Vasudev Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayochita Chanayati Asu Vairagyam Jnanam Chayat Ahaitukam. Again this word, Ahaitukam, Ahaitu, causeless, unmotivated, uninterrupted devotional service will satisfy the soul. Because the super soul, Paramatma, will be satisfied. So Lord Chaitanya therefore requested everyone, and according to the Bhagavatam principle, to engage in devotional service without material gain or even desire for liberation. Because Gyan, the result of Gyan is liberation, therefore it's in the beginning, in the middle and in the end dry. It is not very pleasurable for the devotee who knows Bhakti, the goal of Bhakti. But the goal of Bhakti, or the science of Bhakti, is the king of knowledge, or even emperor. Sometimes the yogis, they claim, I'm a Raja Yogi, because I'm following the Raja Yoga process. Raja Yoga also means the king of yoga. So then Prabhupada said, yes, and we are the emperor of yoga. In this direction, the connection, the emperor of yoga, because there are many rajas, many kings, but there is only one emperor, and all other kings, rajas, they have to surrender to the king, to the emperor. So all other processes of karma, gyan, yoga, and also sankhya is ultimately only becomes perfect if there is bhakti, if it is connected, linked up with bhakti yoga. But bhakti yoga itself is an emperor. He is not dependent on the karma, jnana, yoga or sankhya. Although it can include it, but even without that, it is perfect. Because it's a devotional service and it's perfect in itself. Therefore, sometimes a devotee can have a lot of knowledge or also no knowledge, desire for liberation or anything. If he surrenders to Krishna, no. Tivrena bhakti yogena yachita purusham param, then he can actually realize the Lord. The Lord will reveal himself, because the Lord becomes conquered. So that's the wonderful thing with bhakti. You cannot conquer the unconquerable Lord without bhakti. You can have so much knowledge, so much tapasya, renunciation, so much austerity, so much fruitive results or nice results, and so on and so on. But the Lord is not impressed, He is not conquered. That Kolavecha Sridhar told. Lord Chaitanya, he had his Mahaprakash, 21 hours of ecstatic revelation of his majestic forms of the Lord, and he called all the devotees to give them special blessings and mercy, revealing their innermost desires, and bless them for the fulfillment of their desires. Ultimately also called Kolavecha. Nobody knew him. He was a devotee nobody knew. He was not famous, he had no title. He was a banana salesman. And in Bengal, a banana salesman is not a very good, lucrative job. Because in Bengal there are so many bananas. So it's not very lucrative. But Lord Chaitanya had a very nice relationship with his Kolavecha Sridhar. He was a brahmana. But his income was earning by banana leaves and banana products he was selling. But half of that income he used for the service of Ganga, some little for himself, and others for the Vaishnavas and Brahmana seva. So Lord Chaitanya Nimai Pandit, he was in disguise, he didn't reveal himself at that time. He came every day and bargaining with his Kolavecha about the price of the banana products. And that was very, very funny. And they was always arguing and quarreling about the price. And Kolavecha always presented himself, I'm very low, I'm very poor. I cannot give you this for cheaper price. I already have a real price, and I don't go under that. But Lord Chaitanya said, the day will come. I will show you. I will reveal to you your greatness, that your hidden treasure. Lord Chaitanya told, his hidden treasure I want to reveal to you. Now you're hiding it. You present yourself, I'm very poor.
Show to everybody else.
Huh?
I think it goes, you'll show to everyone.
Yeah, let me speak the story. It will come. I will show to you and to everyone, ultimately, your hidden treasure. Therefore, Lord Chaitanya called this Kolavecha when he revealed his God forms, his Bhagavan forms, different forms, as Varaha, Nisingha, Vamana, universal form, Ram, Avatar, Krishna, Narayana, all forms he manifested for the pleasure of his devotees. Because some devotees were Nisingha Bhaktas, some were Ram Bhaktas, some were Krishna Bhaktas. So Lord Chaitanya revealed all their forms. And he showed, I'm that Lord. So he also wanted to call Kolavecha, who was living in the outskirts of the town. Then they were looking, they brought him. So now Lord told him, so now I'm here. I like to fulfill your desire. It's me, the same Brahmana boy who came to you years ago, always bargaining for the banana. I want to bless you. Kolavecha, he became very much blissful that it is the Lord. He offered his obeisances and his prayers. And ultimately said, I don't need anything. No house. Actually his house was very poor condition, had holes in the roof. He had no proper paraphernalia. He was drinking from a rusty iron pot cup, the water, cooking also with that. Very poor. Very poor condition. Lord Chaitanya wanted to fulfill him everything. Nice paraphernalia, nice house. No. Position in heavenly planets for a liberation that everyone aspires. Oh, no desire in that. So what do you want? And Kolavecha says, I want to only be that bird of the bird, that I can be your servant, that the Brahmana boy Nimai will come to me and that we are bargaining together about the price of the bananas. This is my desire. Even life after life. And everyone was very jubilant of the devotees. They were very happy. And then Kolavecha told, actually, there is something very special in you, because your personality, previously when you came as Krishna, only about 3, 4 or a handful devotee, actually you gave yourself. You gave yourself to some gopis, to the queens in Dwaraka, to your mother, so you were, to your friend like Sridhama. You became like their plaything. You became subordinated to them, according to their desire. You became like a toy. But this was only possible to a handful. And then after that, because you thought, I'm unconquerable, you were walking around very proudly, very freely. I'm unconquerable anyway. But I'm praying and I'm realizing now, actually you are defeated. Kolavecha, he started to laugh. He started to laugh in ecstasy, and he said, oh Lord, you are defeated, because previously only a handful of devotees conquered you, but now, in this age and this time, everyone conquers you. True, because you are freely distributing yourself and your bhakti and your transcendental love, so that everyone can get you and understand you. So this is the wonderful thing. So this was Kolavecha. he was not educated. He was not a Jnani. He was not knowledgeable in the Vedas. But he had this sweet relationship with Lord Chaitanya. And he could conquer him by his bhakti, by his transcendental love. And he could actually understand him by this devotional service. Ultimately, Lord Chaitanya called all devotees, gave them different kinds of blessing, but there was one devotee, Srivas Thakur, he asked, why you don't call Mukunda? He's a very nice singer. Mukunda Datta. He's a very nice singer. Why you don't call him? Why you don't give him blessing? You give blessing to everyone here in this room. But not to Mukunda. Mukunda, he was hiding himself behind the curtain in the room. He was afraid to go directly to the Lord. And he was not the personality who says, oh no, I'm here. So he hid himself behind the curtain. So Lord Chaitanya told, Srivas, don't mention this name. Actually, Lord Chaitanya wanted to test him, and he wanted to show about certain attitude. Because this personality, this Mukunda, in one sense, one time he has a straw in the hand, and another time he has a stick in the hand. Sometimes he has a straw in the mouth. That means in humble attitude to me and to the devotees. And sometimes he's taking the stick and he's beating me. So therefore I don't want to hear this name Mukunda Datta, because he is an offender. He's playing a double game. Simultaneously he wants to be with the devotees, and then other times with whomever he associates, he takes their collars and he's gossiping with others together. And he even listens and studies Yoga Vasishta, who is against the Vedic principles of Vedanta. He's completely absorbed in this knowledge of Yoga Vasishta. It's a Mayavadi book, impersonalistic, with the goal of liberation, who actually gives a kick or beats bhakti process. Then Srivas Thakur, every devotee in the room was completely in anxiety, and they thought, because they all knew Mukunda Datta, he's such a wonderful devotee. Everyone loved him. He was such a nice kirtaniya, such a nice singer. No. And Lord Chaitanya always liked to hear his singing. Oh, what will happen with him? Then Srivas Thakur, because Srivas Thakur is very udarati, very broad-minded, very merciful, very compassionate, always concerned about other devotees. He asked, oh my dear Lord, is there an opportunity that one day in his life or in other lives Mukunda Datta will get your mercy again? Will it come again? Then Lord Chaitanya, he said, yes, in 1 million lifetimes he will come to me again. Then when Mukunda Datta heard that behind the curtain, he came out and he danced in ecstasy, and he called out, oh, very soon I will meet the Lord again. Very soon I will meet my Lord again. And he was completely overwhelmed by tears, crying, dancing and singing. And then Lord Chaitanya, his heart immediately became soft-hearted, and he called him, come here, Mukunda, and he embraced him. Now everything, forget, everything is okay. Because just by your devotion now, just by your attitude now, it will be very soon 1 million lifetimes. It's not very soon 1 million lifetimes. If he would hear only 1 million lifetime, he will get come in contact with Krishna or with Lord Chaitanya again. After this one, you will be very shocked and surprised. Why is that? How I deserve that? There are many stories one can tell about that. But how one can deserve it? Because we always are concerned about ourselves, about our well-being. But here is Mukunda, the great devotee. No, for him 1 million lifetime, no, it's just like a moment. And he thought, oh, this will be very soon. It will be going very fast, you know. I will be with Lord Chaitanya again. Because he always understood, if I'm eternally condemned or bereft of Lord Chaitanya's mercy and darshan, then what is the use of my life? To merge in Brahman? The goal of Vasishtha yoga is the goal. Yoga Vasishtha is merging in Brahman. What is that? I don't like that. Therefore, when he heard after 1 million lifetime, you know, you come in contact with me, he became very happy. So he got this great mercy. And Mukunda Datta also told the same thing, or something similar. Oh, you became many personalities saw Krishna previously. They saw you. Duryodhana, you revealed to him the universal form even, but he could not recognize you. He even challenged you. Kamsa, he came, he knew who you were, but he could not understand you. He was not impressed when he saw you. He only saw you as a cowherd boy. With Balaram together. Who are you, you know? I will kill you now. And all the demons, Hiranyakashipu, Ravana, they all got darshan of the Lord. Nisingadev, Varaha. But they could not recognize. Because only somebody who is gets a very blessing of Krishna or a pure devotee by devotional service, he can actually understand the Lord. The Lord cannot be understood by our own understanding. It only becomes revealed to you by devotion. Bhaktiham ekaha graya. Bhakti mama bhajanati. Yavanyas chasmi tatvataha. If you want to know me in truth, it's only possible by bhakti, by devotional service. That is direct perception. Sadhana. And even in sadhana bhakti, Vaidya, or Raga. But even in Vaidhi marg, it's already, you become perfect. Because the bhakti path, ninefold bhakti yoga process is Krishna directly. Therefore, this direct perception of Krishna is revealed through the Mahajana Yena Katha Sapanta process of given by the Mahajans, the Bhakti process, this Bhagavad Dharma. This is revealed. And if we follow these footsteps, Mahajana Yena Katha Sapanta, if we follow the footsteps of the Mahajans, like Prahlad Maharaj, who is giving us this ninefold process of Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, etc., then actually our life becomes perfect. That is Krishna. Krishna reveals himself through the devotee and through the process what the devotee gives. This is Krishna. We should not find Krishna somewhere else. Like one time Lord Chaitanya, when he was here in Vrindavan for 2 months or so, he had one servant with him. The servant name was Balabhadra Bhattacharya. He was a Brahmana. He was a very simple devotee. A nice servant. But one time this Balabhadra, he heard the people were saying Kaliya. Kaliya was appearing again in the Yamuna. Because somebody saw some light in the middle of the water, dancing around. So they speculated, it must be Kaliya in the night. And even this Balabhadra, he believed it. And he went to Lord Chaitanya. And they told the Lord Chaitanya about people telling Kaliya is here. I want to go and see it also. I want to see it. How Krishna is dancing on Kaliya. And then Lord Chaitanya slapped him, his servant, and said, "You're a fool. How can this ignorance and foolishness come upon you? Thinking that Krishna and Kaliya are here now. They were here 5,000 years ago. But in Kali Yuga, they're not here. So this is something, must be something else." And then the next day, they heard it was a fisherman, who had some lights there in the night fishing, catching a fish. He had lights there, on the boat. The foolish people, they thought it's Kaliya. That's also Chaitanya Charitamrita. So they take something for real, what is actually Maya, what is actually an illusion. And that's typical in Kali Yuga. In Kali Yuga, many they take something unreal for real. And that was actually really real. Krishna and devotional service, the soul and the super soul in the heart, they cannot accept. But they're running always after some glittering hallucination. And they think, that's it, now I'm happy, now I'm the truth. That's real. But that's flickering, that's illusion. And that's why we are in this material world, life after life. So Krishna reveals himself. He doesn't have to reveal himself. He already revealed himself. Through Lord Chaitanya, through spiritual master, Acharya, through books, Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, through the holy name, through Vaishnavas, and through the process of devotional service. Process of devotional service is given by Krishna through the Mahajans, the chain of disciplic succession. And that's real. And it's everlasting. It's avyayam. It is never destroyed. And it makes you happy. Susukham kartam avyayam. So this devotional service, even in the beginning stage of ID Marg, following rules and regulations according to the instruction of spiritual master. Already in the beginning there is some happiness. There is a diminution, or how to say, diminishing of misery. So it makes a happiness there. So on the bhakti path. What to speak if you make progress in bhakti, on raga, and ultimately to bhava and prema. Then you become completely, the water becomes completely overflooded with transcendental pleasure and ecstasy. So the happiness is there in bhakti, and it is unending, it is undisturbed, it becomes never destroyed. It's like the flowing of Ganga. The Ganga water is flowing and cannot be stopped by any obstacle. It always finds its way going to the ocean, flowing to the ocean. So in the same way, Kapila Dev says, by bhakti process, bhakti yoga, it's like a river Ganga. It's flowing to the lotus feet, to the ocean of lotus feet of Krishna. Nobody can stop it. So bhakti process, it's avyayam, it's uninterrupted. When one time started, it stays, it remains. Life after life, and goes on, next life. If you don't complete it in this life, in next life you go on. And the devotee is not interested in the liberation, because Bhakti Yoga goes above the liberation. It's Vaikuntha, Goloka. It's above the liberation. That's the eternal abode, where it's full of activities, full of varieties. So the impersonalists cannot imagine that, they cannot realize that. So for them it is closed, because they have no faith in that. So only the devotee who puts his faith in that and following a certain process given by the Acharya line, his life will become successful. Therefore he always can stay in transcendental happiness, and he has a guarantee of uninterrupted career in bhakti. He always will remain in bhakti. Anything else in this material world has no guarantee. You cannot make a career. It will be finished in the time of death. But bhakti never has an end. It will always flow until the lotus feet of Krishna. And even that it's not finished. It will increase, because the competition of between Krishna and the devotees will catapult each other's happiness and attraction higher and higher and higher. It's unlimited. So I stop here. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Any questions?